Yes, guys. Welcome to this week's episode of Football Roundup. We got the Old Firm Derby, which I'll always include because I love the Old Firm Derby. I love talking about it. I love watching it. We have Championship. We have Premier League. We have Bundesliga. We got Serie A. Where to end off this weekend, well, we still got to do games tomorrow, but to end off this weekend, we had a superb Roma versus Juventus. And then we have, you should already know this, A-League, the Australian League. And we had some top games, as well as Premier League. But we're going to start off with the Old Firm, because that's still in my mind. It finished up 2-2 Rangers Celtic. Timothy opens it up with a bicycle kick. Timothy again, using his physical attributes to kind of keep himself up, slides and just puts the ball into the net. Tierney then scores a beautiful header, by the way. Beautiful header. Yeah, really nice. Really good ball into the box as well. And then Hatate, in the 91st minute, Rangers gave away a penalty, and in my opinion, that was kind of controversial because the ball kind of gets headed onto whose arm was it? The ball got headed down, and obviously when you jump, you're not gonna go like that, are you? To try and jump and win a header, like you could, but any natural jump and your arms are laid about like that. So it hit here. Sure, I can see what it's given, but I don't personally see it as that much of a handball compared to others who I've seen not given. But yeah, that finishes up to 2. Really good game of football. Me and my nan really enjoyed that. I watched the first half by myself, second half with my nan. Really good game of football. And the Scottish League is so underrated. I do watch Scottish League a lot, and I'm probably going to include it into Football Roundup from next weekend. So make sure you're here for that. But yeah, let's move on to some Premier League, and then we'll go Serie A, A-League, and Championship. I also have Bundesliga. Not sure if they said that, but yeah, we'll talk some Bundesliga at the end. So yeah, Premier League. We start off for weekend with Wolves 2, Aston Villa 0. Aston Villa were horrendous. Wolves played so good, by the way. Like, for a team bottom of the league, where in my opinion they don't deserve to be there, based on some of their performances, I do believe it's all luck, and they barely had any luck on their side recently. Bournemouth won, Sunderland won. Really even game of football. I actually don't think any team was dominant that game. Sunderland started off really well. Bournemouth then grew into the game. Then it just turned into an end-to-end football match. And Bournemouth, by the way, they have some player. They have some really good players. So do Sunderland. And both teams I do see pushing for Europe. And I see Sunderland as that Newcastle/Villa type of side where they could actually get Champions League within the next 5 years. And I truly believe that. We then had a bonkers game. Burnley 3, Brentford 4. I never would have thought this game would have been as entertaining as it was. Added on time, we had Burnley equalise. Then we had Burnley lead. That got disallowed. Brentford led. Then Burnley scored again. That also got disallowed. It finishes up 4-3. What the hell? Why are these 3 PM games entertaining? As we also had Liverpool 5, West Ham United 2. And streets are saying West Ham should have got something from that game. Liverpool didn't play as good as the result says. And Newcastle 2, Everton 3. Once again, a superb game of football. And it just shows that some of these 3 PM games can actually be class. But because Jersey, for example, because we're under UK TV channels, we don't get to watch the 3 PM. So I'm kind of missing out. But yeah, then we had Leeds United 0, Man City 1. I did not watch that game, by the way. I was watching the Classicaire, which I will bring up later in this video. Today we had... I'm not even going to read out the results. But I will. I don't want to because it's all the same. Brighton 2, Forest 1. Fulham 2, Tottenham 1. Man United 2, Palace 1. Arsenal 2, Chelsea 1. 2-1s there, I guess. All we wanted is 2-1s. We didn't want any 3-1s, any 3-0s, or any 3-2s. We just want 2-1s for all of the home sides. And in fact, I want to touch on this Arsenal game a little bit more because in my review, I didn't actually talk about PGMOL enough. And look, I'm probably going to sound like I'm crying, which it might be, might not be. You can interpret it how you like. There is a few pictures going around and videos of blatant Chelsea penalties. For example, rare punt from Del Pedro. Should have been a pen. Said that literally whilst the game was on. There was also a few pictures of Declan Rice's corners, Arsenal's corners. The ball wasn't in the quadrant, wasn't on the line of the quadrant. It was outside of the quadrant on the pitch. How are we allowing that? I'm pretty sure all of their corners didn't take place inside of the quadrant. I'll be so excited when... Because, why are these not being retaken? And how is Hato getting a yellow card? He didn't touch the player. It was simulation. VAR, PGMOL. Why are you not consistent? Why is it always about one team every single season where you go, oh, we're just going to favour you this season? And then you hear Arsenal fans going, oh, PGMOL are against us. Wah, wah, wah. No. They're favouring you. And Chelsea got so unlucky with some of these decisions. We could have got a draw today. But yeah, my little PGMOL rant. And anyways, on to the next. Let's talk some Bundesliga. Then we'll talk A-League, then Bundesliga, then Championship. Quick little run through. Parma 1, Cagliari 1, Como 3, Lecce 1, Hellas Verona 1, Napoli 2, Inter 2, Genoa 0. Inter was superb that game. I did watch it. I want to touch on Roma, Juventus more, so I'm not even going to talk about that game, as I also don't want this to be a 30-minute video. Cremonese 0, in AC Milan 2, Sassuolo 2, Atalanta 1. Sassuolo also went down to 10 men. Torino 2, Lazio 0, Roma 3, Juventus 3. This game tonight was bonkers. Roma had a period where they were on top, they were dominant, and then Juventus just wakes up. It all started from a Conceição thunderstrike. It was absolutely astonishing, fantastic. Feel free to find a clip, because I watched that go back 3 times, and I'm like, wow. Juventus has some quality, and Yildiz is holding them back, I will say. But it was such a good game of football. Marlon and Wesley for AS Roma, by the way. Oh my god. 2 absolute ballers. And I wanted Marlon at Chelsea ages ago. And we never got him because we were never linked. But I did post a tweet out nearly 2 years, just under 2 years ago. Well, way under 2 years ago, saying, Marlon to Chelsea, hear me out. 68k views it's sitting at. And Dortmund fans were wishing he's gone. Look at him now, scoring absolute thunder strikes, amazing finishes. He's a striker, not a winger. Maybe use him correctly. Yeah, went to Roma. He's absolutely lighting up the sky. And then, yeah, so Roma made it 3-1. And then Gatti, in the 93rd minute, makes it 3-3. And I'm like, wow, there's actually a chance. Spalletti has installed some sort of mentality in these players. And as much as I don't think Juventus are the same old Juventus, and as much as I think they're not as good, they have mentality. Even when they were getting battered by Galatasaray, that second leg in Turin, it was something to be proud of. And then they threw it away in extra time with Osimhen securing the tie. But it just shows these players have mentality, but they don't show it enough. These Juventus players always have to come back from behind instead of showing that mentality from the off, which they never do. Like, they rarely do that. So I do think Juventus will be back fully if they actually show mentality. Now let's move on to, let's touch on A-League actually, before we switch to Bundesliga and then end off with Championship. Melbourne Victory 1, Adelaide United 1. This is what they call the original rivalry, the original game which has happened for years. Really, really good game of football this. I know it was only 1-1. But Mata, with a superb assist to make it 13 GA, the most in the A-League at the moment, I'm pretty sure. And 10 assists in his first proper season, as he barely got played at Western Sydney Wanderers. He's doing superb. And Adelaide United really did have to show some balls to get the equaliser, and I actually do feel like the game could have went either way. There wasn't a shit performance, quote unquote. We then had Auckland 3, Melbourne City 0. Auckland showing their dominance. Melbourne City had more of a ball. It shows that possession doesn't mean everything, folks. We then had a snooze fest of 6, 7 a.m. kickoffs. 0-0. Central Coast Mariners, Newcastle Jets. Then Brisbane Roar 1, Perth Glory 1. We then had MacArthur get battered by who used to be last place, Western Sydney Wanderers. 4-0. They went 3-0 down within, I believe it was 40 minutes. Yeah, got absolutely battered. MacArthur just didn't wake up for the game, I guess. It's a Western Sydney derby. They didn't show up. And the MacArthur coach did try to change something by adding an extra attacker, subbed off a defender. Didn't work. He tried to adjust the game though. We then had also Ryan Fraser and Ugarkovic. Two really good players. But yeah, then we end off this A-League weekend with Wellington Phoenix 0, Sydney FC 1. Now let's move on to Bundesliga. As I need to probably have to read first. Nope, I actually don't. Augsburg 2, Cologne 0, Leverkusen 1, Mainz 1, Borussia Mönchengladbach 1, Union Berlin 0, Hoffenheim 0, St. Pauli 1, Werder Bremen 2, Heidenheim 0, Borussia Dortmund 2, Bayern Munich 3. This game was electric. The atmosphere was amazing. These Der Klassiker, which I barely get to watch because there's other good Premier League games on at the same time. I was so lucky that the 5:30 PM game was Leeds v Man City, because if it was anything like Chelsea v Newcastle, as a Chelsea fan, I'd always watch that over a Bundesliga game. Or if it was like Arsenal Newcastle, then I would have watched Arsenal Newcastle. But yeah, give me a second. Back. But that game was electric. Dortmund went head through Nico Schlotterbeck, who arguably should have been sent off. Bayern Munich then went level. And the game just went side to side, 2-2, 3-2 Bayern Munich. And it just shows the quality that this game can offer. And I was so lucky about the game. Last night was just dead. In terms of the Premier League. VfB Stuttgart 4, Wolfsburg 0, Eintracht Frankfurt 2, Freiburg 0, then we ended it off with Hamburg 1, Leipzig 2. Right, let's just speed run Championship real quick. Bristol City 1, Watford 2, Derby County 3, Blackburn 1, Leicester City 0, Norwich 2, as Leicester City are struggling. Portsmouth 0, Hull City 1, Charlton 0, Wrexham 1, Wrexham looking really good for playoffs for Premier League for next season. Coventry 2, Stoke City 1, Ipswich Town 3, Swansea City 0, Oxford 2, West Brom 1, West Brom doing terrible once again this season. Preston 0, Millwall 2, QPR 0, Sheffield United 2, South Wednesday 1, Southampton 3. Really disappointing to see what's happening at South Wednesday. And yeah, then we've got Birmingham tomorrow. I'm going to end it there because that's all. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode. Back next week with the edition of SPFL. And I'm going to see when the Norwegian League starts because I'm desperate to have it included. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching. And peace.